I am back with some tips and tricks for you to help make your pumpkins last much longer into the season this year. On average, if you're using display pumpkins as is, you're just sitting them out on your front stoop or, your porch, whatever, they typically last anywhere from about 2 to 3 weeks on their own. If you carve a pumpkin, make a jack-o'-lantern, what have you, pretty little pictures out of them, those are going to last usually about 3 to 5 days before they start to get kind of mushy and break down. But if you do the following tips that we're going to go over, you can make those display pumpkins last anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks, and your carved pumpkins last 10 or more days. So you can double the lifespan of your pumpkins with just a few easy steps. So let's say I've got me a lovely whiteboard here with the tips and tricks listed on there. So the first thing you've got to do is you have to kill off the mold and the bacteria that may be already starting on the pumpkin, or just like to prevent it, you're going to want to do this. So essentially you're going to mix 1 tablespoon of bleach with 1 quart of water. And then if you're using a display pumpkin, you're just going to spray it down with that solution, or you can just take a rag and wipe it down with it and then let it fully dry. If you're doing a jack-o'-lantern or a carved pumpkin of any kind, you're going to want to mix the 1 tablespoon of bleach with a quart of water into a bath of cold water as well. Or you can honestly just do the quart of water with the tablespoon of bleach, but make sure the water is cold. That's the point. And then you're going to actually sit your carved pumpkin after you've already carved it in that and soak it overnight, and that way it's going to kill off any kind of germs, bacteria, any kind of mold that might be trying to set up, because that's what's going to make your pumpkin break down and get mushy the fastest. And then after you've done that, you've let your pumpkin completely dry out, then the next step is that you want to lock in moisture and slow down the decay of your pumpkin. So you're going to do that, surprisingly, with one of 2 things. You can use either one. Both work just as well. Either vegetable oil or petroleum jelly. So you just apply that onto a rag, and then you're going to wipe down your pumpkin. If it's a display pumpkin, just wipe down the entire surface of it. If it's a carved pumpkin, make sure you get into every single crevice, just right inside the pumpkin. You don't have to go inside of the actual pumpkin where you've removed the seeds and everything, but any kind of edges, and then on the whole outside, you're going to want to rub it down with that. And then lastly, that's it. After that, you're ready to display them, and they should last, like I said, it should double the lifespan essentially of how long they'll last for you. But another thing to keep in mind is that you're going to need to prevent them from rotting as well. So you can sit them out just on your front stoop or in your garden or whatever you want to do. Just be wary that moisture settles like on the concrete or in the dirt on the ground. And as that moisture hits the bottom of those pumpkins, they're going to very easily start to rot and decay. So you just need to add a barrier, essentially. You can do a sheet of cardboard, you can do straw, you could do mulch, any of that kind of stuff, just enough to kind of separate the pumpkin from the actual ground, and that way the bottom of it can actually dry out as well. Well, that's really it. I would say those are 3 simple steps, and you can double the lifespan of those pumpkins. So I think it's worth it. It might take you just a little bit of time, but super simple, and you probably already have the stuff at home anyways, so you may as well try it.